Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Detail. Let's get back to cutting compounds. It's been quite a while, so we've given them a little bit of time to break out some new compounds. Here's a new one to the channel, 3D ACA 510. This is an Alpha Ceramic Alumina abrasive cutting compound for wool or foam. Here we have a test panel, and I'm going to break it up into 4 different sections with 4 areas of sand marks: 1500, 1800, and 600 grit. Now, this here cutting compound boasts of being able to remove 1000 grit sand marks. So we will see if it does that and then goes beyond. You can feel the grittiness of the abrasives in the compound. This is a harsh cutting compound and is body shop safe, can quickly cut and level hard clear coats. That's kind of what it was formulated for. Remove sand marks and other paint defects up to 1000 grit, and provides true paint correction. Fresh paint safe, silicone free, and it's water based. You can pick it up in 3 different sizes: 8 ounce, 32 ounce, as the shop manager mentions here, and also 1 gallon. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a polisher 15 millimeter throw, and it has a Eurofiber 50/50 pad attached to it so it can cut and finish. We'll take 1 trip down through the section that has 4 areas of sand grit marks, and we'll make a return trip. And then we'll wipe off the residue and see how good it has performed. Does it dust? What is the cycle time like? Can it cut and finish? Is there going to be abrasive marks or haziness because of its cutting aspect? Or will it finish down rather nicely on this panel? This panel has medium hardness clear coat. Right next to it, we'll do the exact same thing then with a wool pad, because it does boast to be able to work well with foam and wool pads. That's it. We'll stop right there. You could work this a lot longer. It does have a very good cycle time or open time, meaning you can work the product for quite a few passes before it starts to break down, dry up, and dust on you. We'll wipe off the residue from the test area. We'll use a panel prep to make sure there's no filling capabilities and see its true correction. Keep in mind, up towards the top of the panel, we're starting at 1500, then the 1000 grit section, then the 800 grit section, and the 600 grit section. We'll use the shop light here first, and then we'll pick up the scroll finder and take a closer look. The first 2 areas, 1500 and 1000 grit, it just blazed right through that, no problems at all. It has cut and removed the imperfections or the sand marks, and it also finished down well. You could see the gorgeous metallic flake really shining through. And now to the 800 grit section. This is where it struggles a little bit, but it has made some decent strides. You can now see the metallic flake. The paint is looking much better. Another pass or 2, and you would be successful here. So it can do what it has advertised to do, and a little bit beyond as well. Let's get down to the 600 grit section. This is really asking way too much for something like this, but there was an attempt. Just for a little bit of fun, we could put some numbers behind what we're seeing. Let's take a look at the jump in gloss from one section to another. I mean, it's going to be a huge jump, obviously. Even in the 600 grit section, there is improvement, but I would not recommend just going over and over the area again with a dual action polisher. I would just step down to 1000 grit or 1500 grit and polish out from there. Much easier and quicker. Let's get to a wool pad, see how effective this is. My guess it should be a little bit more aggressive, but you will probably have a little bit of hazing from the pad. That's the trade-off. Even with a rotary, which allows a lot more airflow to come through the pad and approach the surface where you have the correction fluid, the cycle time is impressive. It doesn't dry out as quick as other cutting compounds and isn't quite as dirty and dusty. You're always going to have some contaminants flying around, either fibers from the pad or a little bit of abrasiveness and grittiness from the cutting compound. But this is not bad, and it's well worth the correction and the improvements that you can make rather quickly. So we'll wipe off the residue, use a panel prep, and come in for a closer look. So in the first few sections, no problems at all. You can see the haziness from the wool pad. It does need a second step to finish down. Anything with a cutting process, you'll need a finishing stage. So just be aware of that and look forward to it and prepare for it. Even in the last two areas, there's quite a bit of correction and turnaround, and maybe another pass or two will get you where you want to go. These cutting compounds, guys, you're going to need them less and less as we get into the softer and softer clears that are transitioning from solvent to water-based. However, every once in a while you come across a very, very hard clear coat, either European or Corvette, GM. This will come in handy and is always great to have in your arsenal when you need it. So there you go. It's been quite a while since we've done a compound review. More have come out. I've picked up a few. This one here, I'm going to go ahead and rate an 8 out of 10 on the channel, and we'll do a few more here. If you want to add some to the list, mention them down in the comments section. Brian from Apex Detail. Catch you in the next video.